Ron here with Base Camp 1. In 1880, there was a 10-year-old boy growing up in rural Kansas. And he was your typical normal 10-year-old boy. But a year later, his life took a tragic turn. His father passed away. And at the age of 11, this young boy had to quit school and go to work doing odd jobs or whatever he could find to support him and his mother. They did all right. They survived. As a young adult, he wanted to be an attorney, and he had saved up enough money to where he could enroll in a local college that taught law. Well, having left school at 11 years old, he was not prepared for college. He failed miserably at his attempt to be an attorney. So he went back home and got whatever job he could get, and he was able to land a job as a traveling typewriter salesman in Kansas. And he traveled around from town to town trying to sell people typewriters. One night he found himself in a small town out in Kansas, and he noticed that the brightest light in town was coming from a shop window. Well, he went and investigated, and he found this little oil lamp in a shopkeeper's window, and it was the brightest light in town. He was fascinated by it, wondering, how did it work? How did it get so bright? And he was really mesmerized by that light. Well, that young typewriter salesman, his name was William Coffin Coleman, and he went on to bring us the Coleman lantern, the Coleman camp stove, and he really forever changed the way that all of us enjoy the outdoors. So, to pay homage to a tired young typewriter salesman in Kansas, we're going to talk about different ways of lighting up our campsite at night. So, stick around. I just wanted to do a quick video about campsite lighting. This right here is a Coleman lantern. It dates to 1929. In 1929, this was top of the line, and Coleman was considered the king of the woods when it came to lighting. This was what was available, and it was state of the art. But things have changed with the advent of the lithium-ion battery. Things have totally changed, and now everything is battery powered. And I'll give you an example of what I use at the campsite. I always have a few of these around. This is a small portable light. It's got a dimmer on it. These are real handy. You can use them just sitting on a table to light up a table, or carry them around with you if you need to walk someplace or something. These are great. And then from the same company that makes that, there's this little lantern here that I find really useful. I can set that on my table as I'm doing prep for a meal and that type of thing. It gives off a lot of light. It's got a dimmer on it, and you can tone it down if you just want a little bit of light around a table. I can fold it up. These legs fold up, and you can set it down like that and use it there for an uplight, okay? Or it's got a hook on the top. You can hang it on a cord someplace or in a tree. Being very versatile in the way it can be used is key. That's important. You don't want just one light to be used one way. This is very versatile. It can be used in several different applications. So lighting like this is a really good buy. And this is lithium ion. It's very easily rechargeable. This is also a battery bank. You can plug your cell phone into this and charge up your cell phone. So keep that in mind. I always carry headlamps. I always have at least 2 of these with me. These are great for popping on your head if you need both hands for maybe harvesting firewood or doing something at the campfire and you want both hands available. You can just pop these on. They're great for food prep and for walking around the campsite. These are great. You need at least 2 of these and keep them in different locations. Flashlights, I always carry a 5,000 lumen and a 2,000 lumen. And I keep these in 2 different locations on the campsite. These are rechargeable. These have a unique feature where you can unscrew this cap and you can just plug into the bottom of it and plug it in and charge it up. So I don't have to carry loose batteries and that type of thing. These are great lights. Find flashlights that have that capability, that you don't have to disassemble and plug a cord into the side of the battery. You want something with its own port. You don't want to be disassembling stuff at night at the campsite if you need to charge up your flashlight. So keep that in mind. It's a good feature. And of course, the big lighting are these. This is called the Ranger 1200. These put out 1200 lumens. I have 2 of these. They're fully dimmable and they have a filter kit that you can get for lighting, changing the light. You can change it to the amber so it won't collect bugs and that type of thing, or it can be white. These will run for several hours. I think these run for about 16 hours, okay? To maintain all of this, you need a portable power station. And I use the Bluetti. This is an EB70. I have the 200-watt solar panel that goes with it. So I can maintain this out in the field, just put out that solar panel. But don't think of all of this as strictly recreational and it's just a recreational item. If you have a power outage at your house due to a hurricane or a tornado or an ice storm that's pulled down all of the power lines and you don't have power, you're going to need all of these lightings. You're going to need a power station and the solar panel so you can keep it topped off. All of this is easily rechargeable with this one station if you don't have any power at all. Or you can plug this into a wall charger and charge it up as well. But with 2 of these, with all of these different lights that I set around and the headlamps and the flashlights, that's how we light up our campsite. So I hope that gives you some ideas as to what you can do. When you're shopping for lights, try to stay away from lighting that takes a separate battery, because you'll never carry enough batteries. Batteries sitting on the shelf will go dead over time. Lithium-ion technology does not do that. And these will hold a charge for a couple of years. So as you're shopping for your lighting, keep these kind of ideas in mind and keep lights that are versatile, have different applications that can be used 3 or 4 different ways. Okay? So hopefully that has helped and get you a power station. And like I say, this is not recreational only. This is also an emergency equipment for your home, just as much as a fire extinguisher would be in your home. You need your own lighting and you need to maintain it yourself with your own solar panel. So keep that in mind for the safety and the security of your family. Okay? So that's all I had to say about campsite lighting. Hope I inspired you to think in a different direction. If you like what we're doing, if you like our content, hit that subscribe button. I appreciate it. So thank you.